Hi, it's Winning Wednesday. Let's get it cracking. So this is while people are coming in, I'll just say who I am while I'm here, and before we get started, then we'll jump right into it. So, hi Sharon, thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in. So today is Winning Wednesday, and I am your host, Veronica Matthews, a Victorious Living Life Coach, and I am here to provide you some midweek encouragement and motivation and support to get you through the week, and so that you can finish strong and have an awesome week and create an awesome life for yourself. So, hi, Carol Watkins Barnes and Carol Brentley. Thank you for joining. Thank you for popping in. So I was just sharing who I am, why I'm here, what Winning Wednesday is all about. Wow, that was a lot of W's. So thank you for joining. Hi, Rick Rock. So today is Winning Wednesday. We're about to get into our segment for today, which is positive disruption. So, also one of the things I wanted to say on camera, didn't get a chance to respond to everyone's thank you, but I made a post on, I think it was Tuesday, about me being selected as member of the month for this group that I'm in called McWin. It's called Minority Women Entrepreneurs Network. It's a wonderful network. It has multiple locations in Houston, Texas, as well as here in the Washington, D.C. area, New York, Atlanta. I think there's a couple of other places that are coming online too. So if you are a female, if you're a woman entrepreneur, and you would like to join the group, please look them up, McWin Network. And you can find them online, and hopefully you consider joining. It's a wonderful organization. They just put on a wonderful conference a couple of weeks ago, and it was fantastic. Connected with lots of powerful, positive women as a result of attending that, and I still continue to move forward. So, again, I am Veronica Matthews, your host for this evening, and so today's Winning Wednesday. So we're going to talk about positive disruption. And so I don't know how many people remember the movie Groundhog Day. Well, what happened in Groundhog Day was Bill Murray kept reliving the same day over and over and over again. He'd wake up. Hey Brenda, thanks for joining. He'd wake up and just start the day. The day would start one way, a series of events would happen, and then he'd go get all the way through the day, go to sleep at night, wake up, same time, the same thing happened again the very next day. Hey Miss Shirley, thanks for joining. And so that is what I call living in Groundhog Day. And I call that just like a continuous cycle. So you're starting with your circumstance, right? A situation that is neither positive nor negative. It's our reaction that makes it negative. And when we have that reaction, that leads to a series of complaints. And then when you have those complaints, you end up in a negative cycle. So you start off with your circumstance. Your circumstance is neither positive nor negative, right? It's raining outside. Rain in and of itself is neither positive nor negative. It has actually positive and negative effects. Positive effects are that it gives our grass and our some water, and it also clears out the pollen in the summertime and in the springtime. And the negative effect sometimes is that it makes people drive crazy. So in and of itself, rain is not negative or positive. However, our reaction to rain then leads us to have complaints. Oh man, it's raining outside. It's going to cause traffic to be heavy. I'm going to be late for work. Then you end up missing your train. Then when you get to work, your boss calls you in right away, says he or she wants to see you. Then all of a sudden you got another project on your hands. Then all of a sudden you have these series, you see where I'm going with this. You have a series of events that happen, hey Lisa, as a result of your reaction or a reaction to it raining. And so what that then leads, hey Kurt, thanks for joining. And so what that then leads is to a series of complaints that turn into a negative cycle. And so the positive disruption is what I want us to start practicing today. And the positive disruption is you start with your same circumstance. It raining outside. Thanks, Kurt. Hey, I'm glad you're joining. Thanks for sharing too. I appreciate that. So you still start with your same circumstance. Your circumstance is neither positive or negative. It's raining outside. And you're like, okay, it's raining outside. It's still going to be a good day. And then you start in that motion. So you're then, instead of reacting negatively to the fact that it's raining outside, your response then becomes and kicks off a choice. So what you have then made from your circumstance, your response was a choice. Your choice was then to see it in a positive light. And then what happens when you make that choice, you then begin to see positive changes in your behavior and in your life over the course of that day. Hey, Joe, thanks for joining. And so what's the difference? You still have your same circumstance. You still have, on this side of Groundhog Day, you have a response. Whereas on the side of the positive disruption, on the side of Groundhog Day, you have a reaction. On the side of positive disruption, you have a response. And then leading to the reaction, you then have complaints. Not good. Then on the side of positive disruption, your response leaves you to make a choice. So you're still tracking in the same manner. And that choice then leads you, instead of complaining on the Groundhog Day side, then you have choices that lead to positive outcomes after that. And it's like how you start is how you finish. Well, what you concentrate on replicates itself. Just like when you think on positive things continue to happen. When you think on negative things continue to happen. So when you start off your day and find yourself in a state of Groundhog Day, guess what? You can make a positive disruption. You can then stop, take a breath, take it all in, and be like, okay, I am not going to go down this knee-jerk reaction, set myself off into a series of negative occurrences that just continue to follow themselves over the course of the day because my mind is not in a positive space, and I'm disrupted. And that disruption then says that you're making a choice. And that choice then is you're going to look at your perspective. You're going to change your perspective. You're going to look at things differently. You're going to then determine that this situation, this circumstance that was neither positive or negative, I choose now to look at it as positive. And I choose to then set off a series of changes, positive changes in my life. So in my day. And then I'm going to create intentionally, I'm going to create positive outcome from that. So how do you apply it? You can apply it actually for the rest of today, right? So you get into a situation, let's say you have a list of things to do before you want to lay your head down at night. You can choose to see them as problems that you have to solve before the end of the night. Or you can choose to look at them as opportunities for you to determine what serves you best, and then what you choose to get done before the end of the day, and then what you choose then to set a plan in action to accomplish at another time. Now, it doesn't mean that you're procrastinating. It doesn't mean that you're putting off for something that you can do today. You're looking at your well-being and you say, I got a big day tomorrow. I'm going to clean up the kitchen. And that's about all I'm going to get to tonight. And then I'm going to check the kids' homework. And then we're going to be out. Actually, the kids may already be in bed right now. But, whatever. But you're going to make a choice for your well-being. And then also in the morning, you can then put this into practice because you have your circumstances. You wake up at the beginning of the day. Hey, Evangelist Tara, thanks for joining. So you wake up at the beginning of the morning, right? You have a choice to make. Your response, your reaction could be snooze for 5, snooze for 5, snooze for 5, and then all of a sudden you snooze for 20 minutes. Or you can choose to say, this is a beautiful day and I'm going to make the most of it and enjoy it. I'm going to make it a great day because it's a great day to make it a great day, right? I know, Joe. Yeah, Thor and Coden, man. They are some cuties, but I know they are a handful for you. So yes, take care of your well-being and hopefully you can get them to bed at a decent hour. And plus you're an hour behind, so you got a little bit of grace there. And so you can make positive disruptions in that morning, right? Your morning routine. If your morning routine is to typically hit the snooze button, disrupt that pattern and make a choice to start the day with a positive attitude and say, today is a great day for it to be a great day. And I'm going to get my day started right away. And then you don't necessarily have to jump out of bed with all that energy. However, with your mind focus, if your body follows and your body then is like, okay, this ain't so bad and I'm going to continue. Then you're going to continue on your day. And then the positive, you're setting yourself up. If you have the positive thoughts that today is a great day to have a great day, then you're going to move forward in that direction. And guess what? You're going to get favor. You're going to find yourself in miracle situations. You're going to find yourself in a much better position than if you had hit the snooze bar for hit the snooze bar 5 times and then end up eventually making yourself late. So, hi Valerie, thanks for joining. Exactly, Lisa, thank you. And so that cycle of positive self-talk is something that you can continue throughout the day. It doesn't necessarily have to stop in the morning. You can take, as soon as you cross the threshold of work, today is a great day to have a great day. I'm going to make it a great day. And then that sets your mind up. Your endorphins start running. You start thinking and looking for positive opportunities. And what happens when you look for positive, you find it. And you'll find opportunities. And you'll find ways to actually have positive outcomes that then set yourself up in a major way. So we're talking about positive disruption. You can create positive disruption because when you start with your circumstances, you make a response and not a reaction that leads to a choice. And then that choice leads to a positive change. And so when you have that positive change, if you make little small changes over the course of your day to change your perspective about things from looking at it at a negative angle and look at it positively, right? So let's say the same thing happens as it did when you started off and the day was raining. As soon as you get to work, your boss calls you to the office and says, I want to see you. You could say, oh my goodness, you can start yourself worrying and go off into a spiral of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Is he going to, is going to tell me that I've done something wrong? Hey, Terry. Hey, LaWanda. Thanks for joining. Is he going to tell me that I've done something wrong? Is he going to, put me on suspension? Whatever the case may be. You can put yourself in a positive mindset, be like, okay, this is a chance for me maybe even to share something with my manager that I've been trying to say. This is my opportunity. You can look at it as in a positive situation as opposed to spiraling off in the negative. You can look at it in a positive way, and then you can come up with a positive outcome. And even if in the midst of that particular situation, maybe the outcome isn't necessarily the greatest. Maybe you get some bad news about something. Maybe you get more work and you were looking to actually get ready for vacation, and you need to start winding things up, but you get assigned another project. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, because I'm using more C's. I'm using C's this time, and but it all ties in together. Um, Hey Sharon, thanks for joining. So where was I? Yeah, so you have, maybe the outcome of that particular meeting with your manager is not extremely positive. You can still choose to have a disruption to that. So instead of that ruining the rest of your day, you can then choose to put it in perspective, wipe your face, get it all together, and then choose to come back strong and let this not ruin the rest of your day. So have a positive outcome for that. Hey, Tim T, thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in. So, so we're talking about positive disruption. So you can practice it. It's not, I'm not going to say it takes a little practice. So, some people, you may get it and you may always catch yourself. Other times you may go down a little further on the path than you wanted to, but then once you finally catch yourself, you're able to make that disruption. It doesn't matter where in the pattern you make the disruption. What matters is that you recognize and make the disruption. So you could get all the way down, you could wake up and complain that it's raining, stub your toe, miss your train, be late for work, and have a bad meeting, miss a deadline, and then you can say, wait a minute, I'm in this negative cycle. I don't want to be here. I want to do something different. That's your disruption. And then when you start on a different path, you'll see changes and positive changes and movement in the right direction. And you'll end up having a day that's not so good and not so bad, but it all comes out in the wash, right? And so as soon as you recognize what the pattern is, if you're in a negative cycle, recognize it, disrupt it as soon as you possibly can, and move on to positive thoughts and creating positive outcomes. And so you can either start off fresh and good and keep going in that direction, or you can recognize where you are and then make a change and move from there. So you still have your circumstances. So we're talking about the difference between groundhog and positive disruption. You still have your circumstances. You have, on the side of positive disruption, you have a response that you make that leads to a choice and a change in perspective. And that change in perspective then sets you off in a different direction of positively looking at your perspective and your situation, and then you end up with positive results. And so you're moving in a new path and you're creating change for yourself. And that change, so that means that you still have the same circumstance. You wake up and it's raining. You choose to look at it as, look, this is a day that the Lord has made, and I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. And then I'm going to keep it moving. And I'm going to create a great day, even if it is raining. I'm going to, got my natural stuff hanging today. So I love now humidity, because humidity just gets in and it just makes my hair so soft. I love it. So, I can look at humidity as like when I have my hair straight, that, oh my goodness, I can turn into a puffball. I'm already a puffball. So I can just soak up all that positive, that positive humidity in the air, and I can have cute hair and soft hair and fluffy hair, because that's how I choose to look at it. And so, hey Martin, thanks for joining in. So positive disruption, it can happen at any time for any reason. You can set yourself off on the right place, or you can recognize where you are and change your circumstances from there. It doesn't matter where you disrupt the pattern. What matters is that you disrupt the pattern. And then when you continue to disrupt your patterns, the negative cycles, then you're able to set yourself off into positive change. And then that positive change, a little bit at a time, then leads to lasting results and lasting transformation. So then you've taught yourself, you've trained yourself, you've coached yourself through turning a negative situation into a positive one. And then you've trained yourself to recognize where you can make changes. See? Isn't that awesome? Isn't that some good stuff? God is good, right? So, I know I gave you some homework. I think I don't know what day, whether it was last week or whether it was the week before, but I wanted to see if you could practice changing your speech and turning your things, your thoughts of I have to and I need to into I get to and I want to. And if for those that were listening to that and went back and listened to it, if you tried that practice even one time, why don't you give me a 1 in the comments to let me know that you at least gave it a shot. And if you forgot about it, then it's a new challenge for you. You can try it this time. And so the challenge is, now you got 2 challenges ahead of you. So the first challenge is to see where you can change have to and need to I get to and I want and I can. And then the other challenge is to recognize where you are in your negative cycle and see where you can disrupt it. All right, awesome. So we got Joe, we got Kurt that tried it out. And so what did you think? How was the experience? Anybody that wants to come on camera, I can see if I can bring you on. Give me a 2 if you want to come on camera and tell us about your experience. Da, 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 da. So 1, if you tried the change of changing your speech from I have to and I need to I get to or I can. And we got Miss Shirley tried it. Thank you for trying it. Joe. Good. Oh, you want to come on camera? Actually, thank you, Joe. Oh, yay. Oh, said no answer. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Let me see something. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, for some reason, it's saying I can't add you. It's saying no answer from live video guest. I'm sorry, Joe. Thanks for being willing to join in. I'm not sure. I think I had this, maybe if I tried to add you. I think I just invited you. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to figure this Facebook Live thing out. Sorry, Joe. I appreciate your willingness to join. And I apologize that we couldn't get to you. If you want to inbox me or, put it in the comments, I'll be glad. Oh, yeah, I don't know what the challenge is. Sorry. But, so Lisa, the homework or the practice areas that you can try out is the 1 is to change your speech of have to and need to I get to or I can. So like if you say I need to finish this project, say I get to finish this project, or I get to have an opportunity to make a good impact with this project and be seen in a different light, raise my voice, have my voice be seen and heard, so you can use it from that perspective of instead of I need to, it becomes I get to, I want to, I can make a difference by doing my very best on this project. And then the second thing from today is to see where you are in your patterns and see if you're on a negative cycle, changing it and disrupting it to a positive one. And recognizing it that you can make a choice and you can change your perspective, and then that change and that choice leads to small lasting changes over the course of the time that you try it. So every time you try it, that must, just because we call it in coaching, it's muscle building. So you're building your muscles of positive reinforcement and thinking positively. And the more you try it, the stronger those muscles get. And the more you're going to have some big old guns, and they're going to be positive guns. And you be like, psh. Challenges are now, instead of problems, they're challenges. They're opportunities for me. And instead of looking at things as the glass is half full, you're like, okay, my glass is more than full. It may be, from the looks at it, you might only have a little swallow or a little drop, but it's like, I've got enough. I've got what I need. And my glass is more than enough. And so you don't look at scarcity, you don't look at drought, you don't look at need, you look at opportunity, and you see the positive aspects of everything that happens. And it happens with small changes, small incremental changes. So I tell my clients all the time, you can either take a pickaxe to something and just slaughter it, or you can make small changes over time and it has lasting results. So whichever way you change, as long as you change for a positive direction that serves you the best, you are doing well. So I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm about out of time. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you popping in. And Joe, we're going to figure this thing out so you can make your report about your speech change and also your change of disrupting the patterns the next time. Absolutely. That's wonderful. So Joe says that she's been saying how blessed we are to go places in our own car, and saying things to them about how amazing it is that we have more than we need often. That is beautiful. So you are raising Thor and Conan to be grateful. And gratitude opens so many doors. Gratitude just opens up yourself to receive so much. It's like, as opposed to looking at how little you have, if you're thankful for all that you have, then that creates opportunities for more. I know. Yes. You know what, Joe? The word says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they will not depart from it. So you are doing the right thing by laying the planks to get them ready for a world that is may not be the world that we desire it to be, but we can be beacons of light and beacons of change in the midst of all the negativity around us, and we can make a positive change in that regard. So keep doing what you're doing, baby. I love it. Those are some good kids, and they love the heck out of you. Amen to that. Definitely, definitely. So, I want to again, I'm about to close up. I want to again thank everybody for thanking me, congratulating me for being the speaker, the featured entrepreneur for McWin. But I want to make sure that the message of what I'm offering wasn't lost. So I typically offer a certain number of sample sessions every month. This month, I'm offering 7. 7 is the magic. The 7 is the number of completion. It's not magic, but it's a biblical number of completion. So I figured, it's last month we had New Beginnings with 8. And so I'm going to do the completion. So I'm offering 7 sample sessions this month. And then in addition to that, I'm offering a bonus 30 minutes. So for everyone that picks up, thanks Sharon. So for everyone that signs up for a sample session, you're going to get a follow-up 30-minute bonus session, which then enables us to, after we co-create the practice areas that you're going to do, then we follow it up with a bonus 30 minutes to talk about how that went, and then to see what we need to change, what we need to tweak, how it went, and then how you can be empowered to continue to move forward. So I want to make sure that that offer wasn't lost. And so I'm not really talking to you guys that are looking at me right now, that live, like Lisa, Shirley, Sharon, Joe, Brenda. You guys, Kurt, you guys have kind of been my ride or dies from the beginning. And I know that it's probably not something that you're interested in, but if you can share it with your network that, look, I know this coach, I watch her on Winning Wednesdays, give her a call, send her an email and ask her for one of her sample sessions, and then change somebody else's life. And if by chance you are interested, then you can reach out to me and we'll hook you up. And so we'll get you going. So whether you are interested in it yourself or whether you want to pass it on, I encourage you to share the love and to share this video even to let people know that they can reach out to me for one of 7 sample sessions for this month, and you get a bonus 30 minutes. Now that's good stuff if you ask me. I do say so myself. Hey, Tasha, thanks for joining. So I got all my little seating crew on here tonight. I got Lisa and Sharon and Tasha. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate the love. And so, again, if you want to share with other people in your network that I'm offering this bonus for this month, I wanted to be able to extend that to you. So thank you again for the love and the congratulations about being featured. But I want to make sure that message of what I was offering wasn't lost. So Tasha kind of came in at the end. I'm not going to belabor the point. We already talked about the C's of going through the positive disruption. Hopefully you can catch it on a replay. But I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. I thank you for whether you watched it live or whether you catch it on the replay. You've been joining me, Veronica Matthews, your Victorious Living Life Coach, for another episode of Winning Wednesdays. I want you to finish this week strong. Know that you are more than a conqueror. Know that you can create positive outcomes from having a positive mindset and changing the way that you look at things and that you respond and make a positive choice. And so when you make a positive choice, even small choices lead to lasting change in results, and you find yourself in a whole different space in a short period of time. So I want to thank you again for joining me. If you're interested, I'll put the information on how to reach me, whether you're interested in a sample session and the bonus 30 minutes that's being offered for this month only, then I'll put that information in the comments. If you still have more to say, please leave it in the comments section. I do engage after this is over. So if you happen to be watching this on the replay, please get engaged and I'll definitely hit you back. So thanks again for joining me for another episode of Winning Wednesdays, talking about positive disruption, because we are going to kick the enemy's butt and we are going to come out victorious. So have an awesome week. Have a great weekend, and I will see you again for next Winning Wednesday next week. All right? Have a great evening, and I'll see you later. Okay. Good night.